Alright, so this is DB Podcast, Dark Podcast. When you gaze into the abyss gazes back into you. And when the abyss gazes back into you, you gaze back into the abyss. Whatever's within the darkness shines within the light. Okay. So in Stranger Things, oh yeah, read the screen. But like in Stranger Things, he activates these latent abilities that are residing within his genetics. And when he tunes into his mind due to this entity attachment, he all of a sudden has these psychic abilities, and one of them is called true sight. What is that? Clair sentience? Clear cognizance? Clear awareness? What is it called? Figure it out. See how that works? So, and what are clairs refer to? ESP, extrasensory abilities. Okay. What the fuck does this have to do with the episodes? Okay, cool. So, extrasensory abilities, psychologists will swear doesn't exist, but they have a word for it. And it's not referred to as extrasensory, it's referred to hypersensitivity, which they don't even care to go in depth with in studies, but they refer to that as a disorder. And every disorder seems to have something in common. It either has a higher concentration of DMT, gamma radiation, melatonin, or dark matter. Oh, and gray matter too. And where does gray matter exist in higher concentrations? Fourth dimension and deeper. Wait, don't special ed kids have a higher concentration of dark and gray matter? Actually, gray matter. Yeah. Wait. Extrasensory abilities, hypersensitivity. I mean, so hypersensitivity is your senses are heightened, yeah? But extrasensory abilities means that you have extra senses, no? Well, everyone has extra senses. So what's the difference between hypersensitivity and, ESP? Well, I mean, I guess it would mean that they're more tuned in to their mind, which is also known as their senses, which is short for what? Consciousness, which is referred to what? The awareness, which is known as what? Their mind, which means that they're deeply in tuned and aware or aware of their senses, that which we all have. And if they're more in tuned, or actually deeper in tuned and aware of their senses, doesn't that basically mean that if everyone has psychological abilities and some aren't using it, that hypersensitivity is your ability to use your senses, that other people, or your psychological abilities that other people aren't as tapped into, which is why they swear up and down that they don't have them. So hypersensitivity is the difference between ESP presenting and ESP dormant. Like, is that what that's, is that possibly what it is? Well, what makes you sensitive? How does that even present psychologically? Okay. So nerves, we're sensitive to stimulation. So stimulation of the nerves, taste, touch, sight, hearing, etc. Okay. So they also are tapped into those senses that are unseen, intangible. Would that make sense? Yeah, okay. And those senses are a reflection of their genetics. And not everyone has unlocked the same genetic markers, and there are genetic markers that are locked, according to the scientists, within the vessel, that when they're unlocked, they swear by it that you can basically sense things that others aren't or even aware of. Like, they say that the color spectrum is even broader than most of the general public thinks. They're just not sensing it because they're not tapped in to the unlocked genetics that they have to be able to sense these, what mortals refer to as paranormal activities, going on all around them. Basically, there are things moving that exist all around the vessel that appears within the auric field. And it's not that they don't exist, it's actually that mortals just aren't fully aware of it yet. But they will never tell you how. So, if genetics is referring to your psychological abilities, if you haven't figured that out yet from the previous episode, about like you could look at it as like your assignment. If I ever announce that you should figure something out, just fucking figure it out, okay? And then look at it as an assignment. It's not homework, because you could be anywhere and do it, okay? Any place actually. Anyways, basically, psychological abilities are genetics, and when you unlock genetics, you can run faster. You or move faster, however you want to put it. You're stronger. Your intelligence is deeper. Your awareness is heightened. Oh, heightened awareness. Wait, didn't you mention that sensory is referring to awareness? And because it's, it's short for senses, right? Hyper is heightened. So isn't hyper awareness just the same thing as hypersensitivity? What the fuck? How? Wait. This all makes sense now. So your genetics is basically, doesn't that mean it's like the manifestation of your psychological awareness? Whoa, wait, what are abilities? Abilities are your state of awareness, or reflection of your state of awareness. Like it is the manifestation of your state of awareness. So each ability is a state of awareness that you have yet to access yet. So when you access it, it's referred to as an ability, but when you have yet to access it, it is still just a capability, something that you're capable of, that you're able to, access. But when you've accessed it, now you're competent, now you're capable of accessing it. Okay, cool. So if abilities are just an expression of your awareness, hypersensitivity. Okay, they have hypersensitivity. What else? They may be sensitive to touch. They may see pretty far, or see really, really closely right in front of them. They may have great hearing. Aren't these all just senses that are heightened though? Wouldn't that make it, isn't it all the same thing? That's a great perspective, Bobby. That's a great perspective. Look at you. You're figuring this out, aren't you? You're figuring this shit out. Wait. But you said genetics. So he unlocked his genetics, which is his psychological abilities. The ones that most mortals don't use. But how did he do that though? Well, I mean, remember the higher concentration of gamma radiation, melatonin, DMT, gray matter, okay? And he was pretty sensitive to it, which was caused by trauma. So when you're traumatized, you become hypersensitive. Oh, so you're saying the hypersensitivity that he acquired from the trauma that occurred due to trauma, which altered his state of mind, his state of consciousness, his state of awareness, allowed him to unlock his genetic codes? Well, you're fucking right, Bobby. That's exactly what it is, Bobby. Yes, actually.